Instagram used to be recognized for images of mouth-watering foods and attractive people. It has changed now and become something else. Instagram today is a fantastic medium for anyone who wants to express themselves creatively. Of course, there are also individuals that seek out strange content. We all secretly enjoy horror films. Crisp horror stories may instantly make your stomach and brain churn if they include just the perfect mix of suspense and adrenaline. While we have read several horror stories on various websites, today we take a look at a number of stories on Instagram where people reveal their most terrifying tales, which are guaranteed to send shivers down your spine. Are you a fan of the ominous? Do you frequently search the web for spooky content? Then this video is for you. Thank you for visiting the channel once more. In today's video, we will be looking at 5 of the creepiest Instagram posts out there that will haunt you. If you are new here and like this kind of disturbing stuff, please do subscribe to the channel so that you can see more spooky videos, because they are always being produced. To make sure you never miss an update, subscribe and hit the bell button. Alright, let's begin. This one is interesting, starting with probably the spookiest video that also has a movie titled with its name. At number 5, we have the Slender Man. This pale, faceless ghoul terrorized the internet forums before he got his own movie and video game series with his impossibly long limbs and well-pressed outfit. The Slender Man's tale is not a narrative, but a creepypasta that takes a pseudo-historical look at this monster's interactions with humans over the years. The Slender Man typically preys on kids and others who get obsessed with him, but no one is sure what happens to the bodies, since no one has ever managed to flee from a confrontation with him. The Tall Man and the Marble Hornet videos are 2 suggested tales starring the Slender Man. This creepypasta character actually had a significant role in a 2014 attack following legal proceedings involving 3 12-year-old girls. During a game of hide-and-seek, Wisconsin teenagers Anissa Weier and Morgan Geyser convinced their classmate Peyton Lautner to follow them into the woods. The 2 allegedly stabbed Peyton 19 times before abandoning her at the scene in an effort to placate the Slender Man. Peyton was able to slog to a nearby road where she was discovered by a cyclist. She was then sent to a hospital where she was able to heal from her wounds. Weier and Geyser were detained shortly after the assault and put on trial for attempted second-degree murder. Weier received a 25-year mental hospital term in 2017, while her accomplice Geyser received a 40-year mental hospital sentence in 2018. How could a childhood television show turn into a nightmare? Well, this incredibly spooky clip showcases an eerie environment differently. At number 4, we have Cove. Everyone has a TV show they watched as a kid that they have fond memories of. In this creepypasta, some adults rediscovered Cove, their favorite television program from the 1970s, on a television channel, much like how others nostalgically recall exploits of Dora the Explorer, Mr. Rogers, and even Sesame Street. Before one of the grown-ups asked his mother about the show's true nature, their memories of the program gradually turned darker and more ominous. The form style of the narrative give it a creepy reality and makes it simple to duplicate and spread on other boards. The sci-fi original series Channel Zero, which is based on this creepypasta, has a first season that you should watch if you find this narrative particularly compelling. A forum conversation is how the story is presented. Things start rather innocently when Sky Shale 033 recalls Cove, a peculiar local television program from the early 1970s, But as more viewers start to remember specifics from the program, the narrative turns sinister. People recall peculiar segments that seem entirely out of place for a children's television program, and a sinister antagonist who wants to grind your skin. With a startling revelation at the conclusion, Candle Cove's existence overall and the shared memories are called into question. One thing that is a staple in the horror genre is a creepy doll. Yes, you heard that right. The creepy doll present in any horror clip is enough to ensure a spooky environment. At number 3, we have Robert the Doll on the list. Robert the Doll is real, but he's not for the weak of heart. He is the subject of many misconceptions, particularly now that the internet is so full of them. A servant who worked in the family home of artist Robert Eugene Otto gave him the doll in the late 1800s or early 1900s. The doll, to which he gave his own name, later developed a personality and started terrorizing the household. Otto is reported to have maintained his doll into adulthood, at which point it drove his late wife insane by tormenting her. The daughter who received the doll was scared of it and wouldn't let it stay in her room until the doll was discovered by another household. The doll is currently on display in Key West, Florida's Fort East Martello Museum. If visitors wish to take Robert's picture, they must kindly inquire first. There are rumors that Robert will curse people if they make fun of him or take his picture without his consent. He may look like a young boy in a sailor suit, but his scruffy face is barely recognizable as human. His nose's nub resembles a pair of pinholes. He has scar-like brown nicks all over him. He has black, beady eyes, and he has an evil grin on his face. He has his own toy, a dog with a gouty, protruding eyes and a tongue too huge to fit in its mouth, clasped in his lap. Additional attributes of Robert that people concur with include that he is possessed and that he is responsible for numerous unfortunate events, including divorces, job loss, broken bones, and vehicle accidents. Who does not love a game that has a similar vibe to Minecraft? Games are full of mysteries, especially for horror fans. Well, at number 2, we have got Ben Drowned on the list. One of the most famous examples of hacked video games and creepypastas is Ben Drowned, which tells the tale of Matt, a college-age kid who buys a hacked copy of The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask at a garage sale. As the boy plays, he notices odd happenings, both in the game and in real life, which eventually leads to a full-scale haunting. Though the reader must use their imagination to determine what happens to the narrator and Ben, the story suggests that a happy conclusion is unlikely. One of the rare creepypastas that incorporates a variety of media into narrative is this one. There are also videos of the horrific gameplay on the Alex Hall YouTube channel, and the text of the story itself, which was posted in both a formal post and a diary on 4chan's forums in real time. The video features a disorienting soundtrack, scary bugs, and a spooky statue that appears to be Ben stalking the player. Even though the plot is obviously made up, the level of effort put into crafting this unsettling tale makes it worthwhile to read. And finally, beating all the odds, let me ask you a question. Which colors do you like the most? Is it red? Is it blue? How about pink? Or maybe yellow? Well, can you think of any color that connects to creepy moments? Certainly not. But what if I say that colors can also connect to a horror theme? Okay, let us reveal the top spot holder that will answer any doubts. At number 1, we have Lavender Town Syndrome on the list. For those of us who grew up playing the original Pokemon Red and Blue throughout the late 90s, this classic video game creepypasta may hit a bit too close to home. This creepypasta focuses on the 1996 video game Pokemon Green, which was only released in Japan. The folklore claims that illness and suicide rates among children in Japan between the ages of 7 and 12 have risen to an all-time high. What links all of them together, generally speaking? They were all playing Pokemon Green when they got to Lavender Town, featuring a very high-pitched music theme. After researching this phenomenon, which came to be known as Lavender Town Syndrome, researchers found that only children and teenagers' ears could detect a specific tone in the town's music, driven the target audience for the game to madness, resulting in migraines, ear problems, and suicides. Despite the fact that this gave rise to a number of hypotheses and creepypastas about Lavender Town and the first Pokemon games, this one is largely based on an actual event concerning a Pokemon episode only broadcast in Japan in 1997. The 38th episode of the original Pokemon television series, Electric Soldier Porygon, had a scene with extremely fast flashing graphics that caused hundreds of youngsters to experience epileptic seizures. Phew, I couldn't believe that the app that we all use offers such spooky things. We sincerely hope that you enjoyed seeing these spooky stories that send chills down your spine. If you did, kindly like the video and leave a comment below with your opinions. Additionally, you can subscribe to the channel to receive new videos like this on spooky topics from all around the world. Thanks for watching. Till then, take care.